Hey, everyone. My name is Erica Williams, and this is
Ryan Williams.
And it is a pleasure to be back with Burst into Books with Miss Jarima, who I absolutely adore, admire, and appreciate her hard work and dedication. She is definitely someone who is committed to this work, both live and behind the scenes, and it's an honor to just continue to share. Last time we were here, I believe it was in September. I was here solo, and I was talking about best practices for 3 to 5 year olds. And so if you did not get an opportunity to see that recording, please go back and see so. We talked about the learning environment and best practices to do so. And so many of us, we're still virtually, my husband and myself are both educators. Actually, let me pause for a second to let you introduce yourself before I continue to ramble.
Hello, everyone. I'm Ryan. I'm an educator. I've been in education for almost 10 years now. And yeah, that's it.
We've kind of been, and this is kind of an impromptu thing because I was scheduled to do this since the last time in September. And then I was like, oh my gosh, how great would it be to bring my husband on so that we could talk about how those best practices has helped us personally and home with our 3-year-old. We have a 3-year-old. You might hear him in the background. He might come on camera sporadically because he's a toddler, and how we have and are continuing to encourage him in literacy growth and development. And so one thing. Something happened, and those practices I brought into how we help raise our son. And so one of the things I talked about last time is setting up a learning environment. Right now we're in our classroom. We turned our dining room into a classroom, so it's my workspace and it's my son's space. And he has a little tiny corner in the room that says his name, it says read, and it has all of his books and all of his stuff for school. And then he has another play area, which okay, somehow it's freezing, but we apologize. This is him. And so we also talked about, depending on what your space is,
Try.
Child, okay, I don't know what's going on, but it keeps freezing. And our internet, we pay Comcast a lot of money. So it should be pretty decent. So just give us 1 second. Okay, we should be good. Another thing is really 3 to 5 year olds. Actually, before that, it's but 3. Can you do that in the other room? Thank you so much, Love Bug. It's a really pivotal time in order to get like our kids in love with reading and learning and literacy. Another thing that we have is something called a word wall. So in our classroom, you can do it in your classroom. You can do it different sight words
and numbers.
Yeah, you could do numbers too. Well, you have different sight words that are age appropriate that your child is learning. The one key thing you want to do, of course.
And you can do shapes.
You can do shapes. That's deuce.
And you can find something.
You can do shapes and you can find stuff. And the key thing is to
something looks like a shape.
Yeah.
Find something that looks like a shape. So Deuce is off camera, but he's giving us his 2 cents, which we love and we encourage. One of the things that we did very early, as soon as before he was born, like you would read and sing and we would play stuff. It sounds taboo and it kind of is like, oh, well, yeah, the professionals say that, but we don't know how effective it can be, but it actually is really effective. From birth, he was inundated with the alphabet song and letters and sounds and shapes and those visuals.
We did a lot of Sesame Street alphabet. He loved that with Usher, and this is not a promo for them, but just something that we did.
Shape song.
Yeah.
Yes, boo.
He loved the Patti the song and the Usher song and the NDRE song. And we just incubated. That's not
incubated him.
with
Raz Kids.
Yes, we're gonna talk about Raz Kids.
with words and music, because music is can get to your soul and your brain before anything else can. So
right. In your subconscious.
Yeah.
And so we wanted also to be mindful of how much screen time he had. And so if it was screen time, even now we wanted to make sure it was something educational. So him constantly having the repetition of hearing and seeing the sounds and recognizing the alphabet really, really helped him very, very early.
And the shapes.
And the shapes
and also,
and numbers.
When we did put on videos, we always have the words on. And so anytime he has a video, that's what he asked for.
On the TV.
You want to come talk?
And you guys
Okay.
get me the TV.
Yeah.
And so one really easy thing, because again, our lives are busy, even in the midst of a pandemic, is a lot of stuff going on. But one of the things that I think personally that has helped our son, and it's something that he requests now, is closed caption. And so we always had on closed caption. And what happens now is if he does, like Saturday is a time when he gets free time and he gets to watch stuff that he wants to watch. Most of the time is PBS and Super Y and Blaze and those Monster Machines, stuff that's really fun and still educational without, and Team Hot Wheels, which he loves. But what he will do is, because we've been doing it since he was a baby, he'll say, "Mommy, Daddy, it's no words. It's no words."
I love those things.
You love those things? This is real time, y'all. We got a kid. He'll say, "Where are the words? Where are the words?" And so we'll come and put on closed caption. And as he's watching his favorite programming, movie, or whatever it is, he's also reading along as the TV show or whatever it is, the YouTube video is playing. Currently, he's on the second grade reading level?
Yes.
At the age of 3, and his teacher is currently testing him. It's to the point where Miss Gamble and Miss Cato.
And we have to also shout out his previous educator.
Yes, Miss Lane.
And she did a lot of
I got a new cool friend.
Yes, you have new friends. We have to shout out Home Radiance Daycare. We also were able to really partner with the daycare that had a similar values to education that we had. And so we partnered with each other to support his learning progress. I think he started reading at 2, right? Maybe 1.5. 1.5, he started reading. He could recognize 2 and 3 letter words. And so now he's at a second grade reading level at the age of 3. He's in kindergarten now. He's only 3. His peers are 5 and 6 year olds, and we were really blessed to send him to Cambridge Classical Academy. That is a plug. It's an amazing school. But they tested him. The thing that we love about his school is that they have a similar philosophy to us, and they didn't want to hold our child back based upon his age. Another thing we found out is that in other countries, like in Asian countries, they start their kids off in kindergarten at 3 years old, right? And so we have a whole American system of education, but we really believe that education, especially with literacy, it starts in the home. And so all the little small things that we did has helped prepare him to be very, very independent even now. It's to the point where his teacher was like, he has no sight words right now because they keep testing him, and he keeps progressing. And that came from the things that, the small things that we did.
Yeah, we use flashcards as well. And just make it a game. And he's highly competitive. And so if your child's competitive, make it a game where they win something. And it just continues to help them to grow. And
again, if you go back to video 1, I was explicit with demonstrating.
A video 2.
Absolutely, love. I was very explicit with demonstrating how to take a book and how to go through and train your child through repetition in reading books. One of the things that even when we were reading to him at 6 and 7 months, I would ask him comprehension questions like, what happened first? What happened next? What happened last? And now it has prepared him where there is an educational tool that we use called Raz Kids. Now, razkids.com, right?
I'm not sure.
You can go find it in your apps and stuff, Raz Kids. And it's a great tool. They give you a 30-day trial, but it does cost money. But this is why we think it's worth it. It's aligned and connected with I think Fontes and Pinnell, which is a system that a lot of schools use to find out what your child's grade reading level is. It also has comprehension questions. So your child, once they learn how to navigate the system, they can read a book on their.
new toys up there.
Yes, you love your toys. Your child has two options. Your child can listen to the book, and the app will go along and read each word, right? And then there are comprehension questions that your child can push a button. The app will read the question, and then your child will answer multiple choice questions about what the book was about, and then they score them. There's games that they can play attached to them. They're really great.
They get stars at the end. So, and for the quiz, if you get a question wrong, it allows you to go back and try again.
You lose.
Yeah.
Well, you get another
you get an opportunity. You get another opportunity to get the question correct, and then once you get it all those things correct, and you read the book or listen to the book, you get stars. And so
it's like gaming intertwined with literacy.
Yes.
And you get, if you get the Z, you get to letter C, you get new book.
Right, and the goal
is we've informed him that he knows he's on letter
actually
C.
Above that.
He's right now he is at letter.
Level. The level. Working that out.
Reader. Yes, you can spell the word.
You want to tell everybody about Reader?
Come tell everyone about Reader.
If you get the question wrong to Reader.
Say it again.
If you get the question wrong to Reader.
A book drop. Go ahead, tell us about Reader.
If you get something wrong to Reader, if you get the word on the wrong word,
you put the words in.
Not sure. It allows them to formulate sentences and build sentence structure, and then allows them to use phonics as well. So teach them g g g like G g g g g g g, and it'll
stuff like that.
Yeah, blends and stuff like that. Oh, and we also use alpha blocks. The show alpha blocks.
Yeah, which is really great. That's another thing that will teach them phonics. And it's fun and creative, and it's combined with music and a whole lot of other really cool things. So those are things that we use. And repetition. So one of the things, we have to be consistent as well. So I wanted to have us talk and just share our experience. And all of this, again, is impromptu because I just asked my husband to join me like an hour ago. But we are educators, but we're working from home in the middle of a pandemic, and we have a 3-year-old. So I wanted to just share a little bit of our experience about how do we continue to make this work with all the stuff that's going on in the world and in our lives.
You can start.
I want you to start.
Henry,
how do we make it work? Like legit. Like
you have a system. Erica, she stays with Deuce during the day.
while teaching,
and allows me to do what I need to do for my job. And I do the homework majority of the time. And so we just partner with one another during the day, and then at night, I make sure he does his homework, which is a beast.
Yeah. So he's 3 in kindergarten. That's already like a lot being on him, and then
I do grass.
He has homework, and a lot of it, I think.
If you done for one,
you have a 3-year-old.
Then I can play.
Okay. I think what the other night was it Thursday night? We was up to like 9:30 doing homework with him. Like, so we really try to tag team when we can. We work together when we can, and we do have a system. And so, but I can say for 3 years, do we see the fruits of our labor?
Yes.
So now it really is to the point where he's beginning to work more independently. And so we can say, hey, like every night he has to read at least 2 books. We can say, hey, get your iPad, go to Raz Kids, and he will read the books by himself. He'll answer the comprehension questions by himself. He'll ask questions if he needs assistance. And it's like now, it's just I need to go to the post office. It's really like working to our benefit. So we're seeing the times where it was annoying. We were frustrated. He would have tantrums. He wouldn't want to do it. And then we just stayed consistent. Also, one of the things that we would do, especially when in the hustle and bustle of life, when we're in the car, we try to have at least like 10 minutes or so where we're talking to him about, well, what did you learn today? And what's that? And how do you spell that? And so we use times throughout our day where we're just working with him and making sure he's connecting literacy with everyday things. Anything you want to say about that?
That's what we do.
We do it all the time. It's like second nature.
My wheels on the 2 driveways and the TV.
Yes.
And I can watch Sonic tomorrow.
So parents, stay consistent. I know it's a lot of life going on. So even if you have older siblings or older children, you can have them help the younger children. You can, while you're washing dishes or doing work, whatever you're doing, ask your kids comprehension questions. I cannot stress that enough, because when I used to actually test children, I would see some kids who could read really well, but then they couldn't comprehend. You have to be able to do both. And some people ask us like, well, what are you guys doing that's different? Honestly, if we be honest, do we feel like we're doing anything special?
No, we're just consistent, and we make sure that he does it, even if he may fuss and fight, but because he loves learning, once he gets going, he just continue to go. And
that has been our prayer. Our prayer has been that he would continue to love learning. And so even when he does, like, he's like, I don't want to do this. We don't like force him, but he's 3. Like, he wants to flip around and play with monster trucks all day sometimes. And we just have to continue to give him that structure and encourage him. And we see the gradual change. So parents, please don't get frustrated. Please don't compare your child towards somebody else, because it's not a comparison thing. And then we pray over our son. We really are like, God, please help us to cultivate the God-given potential that you've given him to learn. And we believe all children can learn. Be consistent with them, be encouraging with them. Don't compare them with other people, and just take tangible steps to build, to get there. We're still taking tangible steps for him to get to where he needs to go. How do you find time to decompress? We chill. We have.
You don't have to worry about that.
We don't. We have a balance. Like, the stuff that I'm talking about that we do with him is probably like 30 minutes out of the day. Now, homework has added maybe like 90 minutes a day, but it's just something that has become second nature. We pray, we go out, we hang out, we go out to eat Chick-fil-A in a car because we're in the pandemic. So yeah, we have times of stillness and silence and stuff. And so it's not like, I think it sounds like it's a lot, but it's not. Would you agree?
No.
It's not.
The homework is a beast, though.
The homework now he's in school. That's a thing, but we still have a strategy even with that. We do. And the reason why we were late the other day, I think we went out to like Walmart or something and got home late or whatever. Any other questions? I didn't know people could ask you questions on here. Any other questions? One last thing. If you have neighbors that you trust, you're welcome, Ms. Gonzalez. I promise you, a lot of times it's like in the moment. So when we're brushing teeth, I'm asking questions, I'm showing flashcards. We're like multitasking. We also have a neighbor. She is amazing. She's like 17. She's virtual as well. And so when we need additional assistance, like we hire her to come over for like a couple dollars an hour to assist us when like time gets really, really intense. So utilize your resources in your community if you can, your older siblings, cousins, if you can, even virtually, if you can get a tutor, if you can connect with Miss Jarima and Burst Into Books, because I know they have a whole tutoring system. But the more consistent you are, and I'm talking about 10 minutes in the morning, 10 minutes in the afternoon, and 10 minutes at night. We're not talking about a whole entire day. And I'll say one thing. I haven't said this openly. Should I say it?
I don't know what you're going to say. No.
Okay, I won't say it. We'll have more news coming soon. But any other questions? But it pays off because, again, I've taught K through 12, and it has broken my heart when I've seen children come in the 5th grade and can't read, can't recognize their name, don't know sounds and none of that stuff like that. And so one of the reasons why we do push a little bit more is because we've been in education for a minute and we've seen those children who are struggling and falling behind. And it's sad, it's disheartening. I've cried.
Honestly, if you just take a little bit of time just to work with them, you'll see a difference. So
What are the resources and programs that your son loves the most?
Reader, Alpha Blocks,
Raz
Kids, whatever, all the videos.
And Amazon Kids.
Whatever video he watches, he put whatever videos you have your child watch, put on closed captioning. What else?
I think, and he loves monster trucks. He has like
he's always loved Glaze and the Monster Machines, and they have a book where it gives you
12 of them. So he Blaze and the Monster Machine has a phonics series for children. It's like 12 books. And so I think at like 1, we got that for him and he was thrilled about it. And that's really how he learned how to read, because it was something that he liked.
So find whatever your child is interested in, find books on that and read it to them.
All it takes is, so it's helpful. A lot of parents think they don't have time, but all it takes is little moments in the day. Absolutely. When we're doing a bath time, he's in a bath. We're reading books. We got flashcards going. We're multitasking.
And you guys get me out.
We get them out the bath. It really is a little stuff. If we're taking a walk in the park, if we're walking to the store, if we walk into the bus. I know for me, my mom was a single mom and she had 2 of us. But I remember specifically when we would be walking to the train in the morning, my mom would be asking us questions and she would be like, how do you spell this? And what's that? And what's that? As we were walking to the train. So it really, really is little stuff and it pays off. Any other thoughts?
No.
I could go on for like a whole nother hour. My husband, I just pulled him in. I'll let you go because this is something that I really enjoy.
So are you staying on?
Yeah, I'll stay on for a couple minutes. He gotta go.
Nice to meet you.
I'll stay on for like 2 more minutes. Deuce. Daddy's going in the kitchen. He has a meeting. Any other questions real quick? Thoughts, concerns, profound statements. And currently I teach high school, so when I tell you it's the little stuff, it really is. I was gonna have my son read a whole book, but maybe we'll come back and do the nighttime book thingy, and then we can have Deuce read some books and stuff. All right, guys, thank you so much. I hope you guys have a blessed one. I'm in my head like going through 1,000 things. Oh, and again, I know there's some kids who love math. Like I have a friend of mine, her son is brilliant in math. And one of the things that and he's like 5, I encourage her to do word problems with him to encourage him to do more reading, and the word problems are working. Our house is full of, yes, definitely have Deuce come to read. Yes, I will. Prep his little stuff for that because Deuce will go off with a tangent too. All right, guys. God bless you. Have an amazing one. And I just wanted to have a conversation about how we make it work in addition to what we did part 1. All right. All right, Mr. Reema, I'm going to throw it back to you. Thank you so much for having us this Saturday. And we're going to chill and decompress in a moment.